Student, today I'll be discussing with you about the absorption by the plant with the help of the root. In this chapter, uh, in this picture, we have seen that there is a tree, one tree, and there is a root also, and this blue color represent the soil, and plus water is also there. The trees hold the soil very tightly and prevent from soil erosion, whereas soil give water and minerals to the plant for making food and to carry its physiological activities. Now we have seen here there is a one plant, and this plant is having these are the roots, and with the help of the root it used to absorb water and mineral. So what are the mineral? Let us see. And this is a nitrate salt, maybe this is a nitrate salt, and this is a phosphate salt, and this is a sulfate salt, and this is a salt of many things. Actually, let's take this one. This is also a salt. These are the salt. Maybe and also besides that they are also absorbing the ions of potassium. Maybe this is a potassium, and this is a calcium, and this is a chlorine. So they are absorbing in this form, and now they used to absorb all these things in the form of solution. They cannot absorb in a solid form because they does not have that capability. Now with the help of this sunlight they started producing their glucose by taking the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So the plant also used to take the carbon dioxide. So the plant also used to take the carbon dioxide. So this is a CO2. This is CO2 from carbon dioxide, and with the help of this one they started making glucose. Now what is the function of these minerals? These minerals they are used, so these minerals are used, so minerals are used for making the enzyme, and this water they are used for photosynthesis, and they also, and the water is also used for providing a mechanical stiffness.
Now, student, we have seen here that it is a root, and with the help of this root, the plant used to absorb the water from the soil. Now, here we have seen that this roots is responsible for the absorption of water. What characteristic of the root make it possible for the plant to absorb water from the soil? So this is very important. So that's why we are going to study about the topic, the characteristic of the root that is responsible for the absorption of water. Okay, well, we have seen here there are many root hairs at present, and this root hair is responsible for giving a high amount of surface, so large amount of surface area for absorption. If we zoom at these root hairs, we will see something like this is a, for example, this is a root hairs. Now we will see there are some vacuoles here, and these vacuoles contain cell sap. So it is a solution, and also another thing is they will have got a cell membrane also. So let me take different color. They will have also a cell membrane. This is a cell membrane, and this cell membrane is very thin. So they have a second characteristic is thin cell membrane, and also they have got also a thin cell wall. Now the difference between this cell membrane and cell wall is that the cell wall is permeable, so it can allow the water to flow through it very easily. So it can allow the water to flow through it very easily, whereas the cell membrane, it is a semi-permeable. So it is, or you can say that selective. Only those particles that are important will be allowed to enter through it. Now, the solution that is present in the cell are of high concentration. So they have got a high concentration. So these solution inside the cell are very high concentration. As a result of that, the water from the surrounding will able to enter. So this is a water will able to enter in the cell, and in these characters make the root hairs to absorb the water from the soil. Now, this process of entering of water from lower solute concentration to higher solute concentration through a semi-permeable membrane is known as the osmosis, which we'll be discussing in next topic.
We have to look at the structure of the root hairs, and these root hairs, we have already discussed about the root hairs, the property of the root hair. They have got a cell wall, a cell membrane also, and they are very thin, as we have already discussed in our previous topic. Now, no, in exam they may give you this type of diagram, and you have to label the diagram. So how to understand, how to identify the uh, portions of the diagram is that this is a cell wall. See, the first one, the first line is a cell wall, and the second line it will be a cell membrane, and that will be the cytoplasm. That black one, this is a cytoplasm, and most round one, we all know that the nucleus is a spherical in shape, and this will be a nucleus. So this will be a vacuoles, and the upper one will be an epidermal cell of the root. So, and this is the structure of the root hairs. This is the root hair. Actually, this is the root hair. So this, if this type of diagram is coming, so hope you will able to solve this type of questions. Now we'll be discussing a new topic, that is the diffusion. To understand diffusion, let's take a beaker, and there we filled with the water, and in the water we drip some amount of dyes, and after few minutes it will be seeing that these dyes are getting spread, and finally it will spread all over the water. Now, why this is getting spread? This is getting spread in such a way that of the molecule started moving towards the lower concentration of the molecule. This is the definition of the diffusion, the movement of the molecules from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration down the gradients. Now student will be discussing about the topic absorption and conduction of water, and in this topic will be discussing about imbibition, diffusion, osmosis, active transport, and plasmolysis. Now we will discuss about the topic imbibition. Water, and here we drift any peanut. So what will you observe is this peanut will started increasing in size. So this one was the previous one, now it is increasing the size now. So the size of the pea is becoming begin to increase. So this is increasing. First it was very less, but now the P is becoming getting to increase. So it is increasing. Before it was this much, but later it become this much big. This one also this much, and later on it become this much. So it began to increase. Now what is actually happening here? The size of the P begin to increase. This is happening because of the flow of water from the jar to the P. From here we have understand the definition of imbibition. Now what is the definition of imbibition? Is that in phenomena by which the living or dead cell absorb water by surface attraction. Now what make the water to enter inside it is nothing but the surface attraction. So this is the definition of imbibition. Hope it will help you. Now student will be discussing about the new topic, that is the osmosis. To understand this osmosis, we are taking two type of solution. That is this is a solution which is containing of higher solute concentration, and this is a water molecule. Maybe this one is having a low concentration of solute by the time we mean that it is a solid particles, maybe it is a sugar. So here there is no sugar. Now these two liquids are separated by the help of the semi-permeable membrane. So or you can say that it a partially membrane. Semi-permeable membrane is selective permeable. They will allow the entry of only some molecules, and other than that molecules it will not allow the entry of molecules. So here we have taken a water. This water, what we see, we will see that after few minutes this water started passing to this solution, and as a result this solution will get to increase, and this phenomena is known as the osmosis. Now the definition of osmosis we can find in two ways. We can define in two ways. So the movement of water molecules from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane, so is also called as the osmosis. That means we are taking with the help of the water here. Now in which part there is a water, where there is a water, the water in this place is, the water concentration is in here, and the less water concentration is here. So as a result the more water concentration will started moving on the less water concentration. So and again another definition also we can make. Okay, so movement of solvent from a region of lower concentration of to higher solute concentration. So movement of solvent from a region of lower solute concentration to a higher solute concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. So we have said, now second part we are talking with the help of solute. Now this in first case we are talking with the help of the solvent or the water, and second case we are talking from the points of solute, this red color one. So here there is a less amount of solute and here is a high amount of solute. So the water started moving, or the solvent started moving from lower solute concentration to the higher solute concentration. These two definitions are both same, but many students get confused regarding this osmosis definition because in different book they write in different way. That's why they get confused. Because of that I am talking these two I am discussing these two definition in one. So it is same, so no need to get worried about. Thank you. Now student, we have seen that the definition of osmosis is the passage of the solvent molecules from the lower solute concentration to the higher solute concentration, and this is a higher solute concentration and this is a lower solute concentration in this picture. That's why, and the solvent is moving from here to this region, and we also know that it must be passing through the semi-permeable membrane. There is another thing that we need to know, that is the osmotic pressure. Now in this direction also there will be a pressure, and this pressure that used to prevent the movement of the solvent molecules, and this must be very much minimum. If it is not minimum, then what will happen? If it is not minimum, then this water molecule will not able to pass through this. If it is maximum, it will not allow the passage of the water molecules. So that's why for the passage of this water molecule, it must be minimum pressure, and this pressure is known as the osmotic pressure. Therefore, the definition of osmotic pressure is the minimum pressure that must be exerted to prevent the passage of the pure solvent in the solution when two are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. Well, the student will be talking now about the type of osmosis. To understand the type of osmosis, we have to first understand the type of solution. So these are the things which we have to remember, that the solution is nothing but the solute plus solvent is equal to solution. So what is a solution? Solution is the composition of solute and solvent. Okay, now this solvent is more in number always, okay, and solute is less number. Now depending on this, there can be different type of solution. If solute is more and solvent is less, then this type of solution is known as the hypertonic solution. And if the solute is less and solvent is more, then this type of solution is known as the hypotonic solution. And if both the solute and solvent are having the same amount, then this type of amount will be known as an isotonic solution. Now in this case, let's take this is a solution, this blue color is a solution. Now if it is a hypotonic solution, so increase in size. So before it was a small and now it is becoming a bigger one. Why is this P not becoming bigger? It is because the water molecule start entering inside the P. So this water molecule started entering towards the in the P. Then as a result it become bigger. In size. And this type of osmosis that is taking place is known as the endosmosis. Then let's talk a new topic, that is the exosmosis. To study exosmosis, we should look at this picture first. First we are taking a solution. So this is a solution. It is a hypertonic solution. Now we'll place a P. After some time we will see that the P is decreasing in size. This is happening because of the exosmosis. When we zoom, we will able to see that water from the inside get. So as a result of this, we will see the size is decreasing. Therefore exosmosis can be defined outward diffusion of water through a semi-permeable membrane when the surrounding solution is high concentration. Now we'll be discussing on our new topic, that is the semi-permeable membrane. To understand semi-permeable membrane, we are taking two solution. So this is one solution and this is another solution, membrane. Now if this membrane allow the passage of this red color solution and does not allow the passage of the circle solute, then this membrane is known as the semi-permeable membrane. So therefore the definition of semi-permeable membrane is the membrane which allow the passage of selected molecule only is called as a semi-permeable membrane. And some example of it will be cellophane paper, parchment paper and animal bladder. Now we'll be discussing about some of the questions that is likely to come in your exam, and it is also very important questions to understand the topic. Okay, in this experiment, this is experiment given and we are to answer the following question that is given here. By studying this one, we have seen that there is a semi-permeable membrane and here is a sugar solution. So what we will see, so first we'll say what is the name of the process that is taking place. So it is a process, it is a we will see that the water will started entering through this semi-permeable membrane and as a result it will rise. So the name of the process is the osmosis. So what will you observe after a few hours? After a few hours we will see that the level of the water in the crystal funnel will started increasing, and define the process mentioned by you. And we also have already defined the osmosis. Osmosis is the process in where the movement of water molecule take place from a region of low solute concentration to higher solute concentration. So how do the process mentioned by you help in the plant? So how does it help the plant? It help in the absorption of the water from the soil. So give two example of semi-permeable membrane. We already have understand the two examples. One is parchment paper and another is the cellophane paper, and another you can say like animal bladder also you can write. Okay. Now what will you observe if a rubber membrane is replaced? If a rubber membrane is replaced, so if we are replacing this one with rubber membrane, then we will not observe anything. There will be no rise in the water in the crystal funnel. This is because the rubber band is not a semi-permeable. Actually it is a impermeable. It will not allow the water to pass through this one. That's why it will not be rising the level of the water. Now we'll be discussing about some of the question that is likely to come in your exam, and it is also very important questions to understand the topic. Okay, in this experiment, this is experiment given and we are to answer the following question that is given here. By studying this one, we have seen that there is a semi-permeable membrane and here is a sugar solution. So what we will see, started entering through this semi-permeable membrane and as a result it will rise. So the name of the process is the osmosis. So what will you observe after a few hours? After a few hours we will see that the level of the water in the crystal funnel will started increasing, and define the process mentioned by you. And we also have already defined the osmosis. Osmosis is the process in where the movement of water molecule take place from a region of low solute concentration to higher solute concentration. So how do the process mentioned by you help in the plant? So how does it help the plant? It help in the absorption of the water from the soil. So give two example of semi-permeable membrane. We already have understand the two examples. One is parchment uh, paper and another is the cellophane paper, and another you can say like animal bladder also you can write. Okay. What will you observe if a rubber band, if a rubber membrane is replaced? If we are replacing this one with rubber membrane, then we will not observe anything. There will be no rise in the water in the crystal funnel. This is because there a semi-permeable. Actually, it is a impermeable. It will not allow the water to pass through this one. That's why it will not be rising the level of the water. Now student will be talking on our new topic, that is the tonicity. What is tonicity? Tonicity is nothing but it is a relative concentration of the solution, and with that we can determine the direction in which the diffusion will carry on. Now, since we have already discussed regarding the solution, that is the isotonic, hypotonic and hypertonic, so now we will be looking how does the cell behave when it is kept in isotonic, hypotonic and hypertonic. Student, we have seen here this is an isotonic. Isotonic means both the concentration of the solute will be same. So as a result, what it will happen is the water that is entering in the cell will be equal to the water that is going out of the cell, and because of this phenomena it will not see any change on the shape of the cell. So this is a normal cell. We can say that this is the normal cell. The cytoplasm is this much big. Now when we keep the hypotonic solution, then what we will see that the water will be entering inside the cell, because endosmosis will take place, which we have discussed in the, as the water is entering, so we see the change in the shape of the cytoplasm of the cell. Here the cytoplasm is small, and in this case the cytoplasm began to increase. If this type of question come, then we should only see the size of the cytoplasm. Here, so in this hypotonic solution, as there is an entry of the water, the cytoplasm will start at increasing in size. Now again we will be talking in the hypertonic solution. In the hypertonic solution, what we see is, we see that the water is going out from the cell, because the surrounding solution is of higher concentration of solute. As a result, exosmosis will take place, and because of that we will find out that the cytoplasm is getting decreased, and this decrease in the cytoplasm is because of the exit of water molecules from the cell. Type of the condition that is happening because of the tonicity. Now we have seen that in this case and in this case we need to focus. In first case, we see that the water is entering and there is a pressure exerted by the protoplasm. Protoplasm means all the cell content. The cell content exert a pressures on the cell wall, and this pressure is known as the target pressure. In the cell wall is also giving a pressure on the cytoplasm or the cell content, and this pressure is known as the wall pressure. Now the condition where the cell cannot absorb more water because it's already lot amount of water, this is known as the target. This is known as the target. All the water from the cell is going out of the plant. This is known as the plasmolysis because the water is already going out from the place. This is known as the plasmolysis. Now one question that is related to the tonicity will be studying. Okay, we will be studying at this diagram. So this is a question and we have to answer these whole questions. Okay, in this cell, so we are to find which one is put in, which one is kept in isotonic, which one is kept in hypotonic, and which one is in hypertonic solution. So this one will be a normal cell. So this one, this figure A will be an isotonic, and this one is this cell is increasing in size of the protoplasm. There is an increase in the protoplasm. So this one will be the cell that is kept in the hypotonic solution, and this there is less cell, less cytoplasm. So very small cytoplasm, we have seen this blue color one, and therefore it is kept in the hypertonic solution. And we have to give the reason of this because the cell can the water cannot enter in this solution in this cell, therefore it will be normal size. And in figure number B, the water is entering to the cell, therefore it is kept in the hypotonic solution, and in this case it is in a hypertonic solution because the osmosis will take place due to the high concentration of solution in the surrounding. Therefore we says that it is kept in a hypertonic solution. So we already have discussed the tonicity. So name the condition on B and C. So the condition of B is M, and the concentration is very high, and the surrounding is having low concentration. So this is a low concentration. Maybe this one is a, this yellow one is the low concentration. Some amount of mineral. So this amount of mineral he need this a mineral, and another one let's take this is also another mineral. So but the concentration of this mineral is more in the cell. Now as because of this it will not able to enter the these minerals from the surrounding will not able to enter inside the cell because this is higher concentration and this is a lower concentration. These materials or these substance, what do the cell have to do? The cell will have to spend some energy to take. So here this is an energy that the cell will produce. This is the energy that the cell will produce. This one will produce, and this one also cell will produce, and it will go and bind maybe from here, and this also will go and bind. Now as soon as this energy, and this is what ATP, this energy is the ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Now after taking these, after combining with this substance, now it will start entering inside the cell, and this process of transportation of substance is known as the active transport. Therefore, active transport is the process where the cell used to take the substance, ions or molecules from a region of lower concentration to a region of higher concentration by spending some amount of energy, that is an ATP. And this active transport is used in nitrates, by taking nitrates, phosphates, sulfates, zinc and manganese that are required by the plant. Now student will be talking about the ascent of cell. To understand this ascent of cell, we have to draw one tree. He have to transport these roots, he have to transport water and mineral from the roots to the all part of the body. So these transportations of the minerals and water from the roots to the part of to all the part of the plants is also known as the ascent of transport, ascent of cell. And this is happening because there is an osmosis taking place between cell upon cell. So this cell and this cell, between cell and cell there will happen osmosis. So this is known as an ascent of shape. Now this ascent of shape, it is taking because of the four process. Number one is because of the root pressure, which we have already discussed, and another is the capillary force. Capillary force, to understand this capillary force, we have to see again another things, that is the cell. Okay, now we are taking here one things, and here we are taking a so this is a plant, and now in this plant we see that this water is carried out by the help of xylem. This xylem, now this xylem is having a capillary action. This is very small, and because of, if the water start entering here, now if the water started touching, this water will rise to a certain height. So this is known as the capillary action. So but this one will not able to rise to a very great distance. Now in capillary action we have to understand that if two things are given, this is the one big xylem and another is very small xylem. Now which one of them will able to carry to a huge amount of to a longer distance? So answer will be the smaller, because in capillary action we have to know that with increase in the surface cross section area, the capillary action will decrease. Another is the transpirational pool. So this transpirational pool is, there will be a transpiration from here, there will be a transpiration. So as a result of this transpiration, the water and minerals from this from the soil will started getting pulled, Why? Because the water this is, for example, this is a water molecule, this is also water molecule. The water molecule have the property of being attached together. This is known as the water this property is known as the cohesion. Because of the cohesion property of the water, the transpiration that is happening will started pulling the water from the root to the large level or large length of the plant. Now adhesion means, now there is a cell, now this is a cell, now this is another cell. Now when this and the cells are also connected together with each other. Now when the water started entering in here, they have the property water will started sticking on this place and this place and this place and this place. So they have the property to stick the water, and this water also will be trying to be stick by this cell again, and this water again try to be stick with this cell. So this cell, and again this water also will be try to stick by this another cell. So as a result of this one, there will be a continuous movement of the water, and this property help in the transportations of the water from the roots from the roots to a big plant. So now this is a, for example, a big plant, big tree. So this is a big tree, and this is another. So this one will help in the movement of the water from a roots to the big plant or the long trees. So hope you understand, student. Thank you. Please do like and subscribe my YouTube channel.